welcome back to Mint Out of the Box, the fastest growing action figure opening show here on YouTube. I'm your host, the Godfather of Toys, the J-Bomb. With me as always, WrestleMania Mr. T and the greatest baseball giveaway ever, Randall. And I'm going to be hiring a new producer in about 5 minutes because producer Steph is being ornery tonight. So we'll try to do our best to get through this show with an ornery producer. Hope you all have a fantastic week. Hope you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I am stuffed. I am still eating everything that we cooked on Wednesday because we celebrate early here. And I let the carb embargo shut down so I could eat whatever I want right now and still look in amazing shape. I am just getting stuff. I mean, Amazon's bringing things. I'm finding things. I had a fantastic week of finding stuff. And I got things piling up. So I was at a loss. Like, what am I going to open up this week? So I decided to look at something, to open up a variant, this Junkyard Dog variant that I was able to find a couple of in the store. And this kind of this throwback Fantastic Four, The Thing. First, I will go into JYD. As you all know, I'm a huge wrestling guy. And I like variants like this, meaning that you can find them. I don't like variants like the AEW with their Chase series. I have one out of all the ones they made, and there's 1 of 5,000. So if you're a completist, that means there's only going to be 5,000 people on the planet that can have a complete set, which I think is horse crap. But with these, they pack them enough to where if you do enough hunting and if you do enough, looking around and things, you'll find it. You can also do the trick that I did in one of the very first episodes of Mint Out of the Box, where I ordered 2 of these I ordered 2 Jake the Snakes from this line from Target, and they sent me 1 of each. I don't know if you're able to do that with the Junkyard Dog, but it's worth a shot. So the point is, you could find the variants. I was always a big fan of JYD as a kid, so I'm open. So I've already opened up the red one, the red tight one. It's just something to do while I was watching TV one night. I will say the thing that makes this figure, and I'll show you here in a second. Open it up. As you see here, he comes with a couple of variant hands, a crown. He had some kind of thing back in Mid-South Wrestling where he wore a crown for a little bit, but I'm pretty sure this has to do when he had his feud with King Harley Race back near WrestleMania 3, because they wrestled each other at WrestleMania 3. The thing that makes this figure is this metal chain. Chain and collar are amazing for this figure. It's long. The old LJN figure came with a collar and a chain. It was kind of too small for the figure, but it was still cool. I remember I had a couple of them, and I put a longer chain in between them, so I was able to have a dog collar chain match. But I was telling producer Steph, the only thing I don't like about this variant, it's a great figure, because like I said, it's just a cool figure all the way around. Like I said, this chain really makes it. His tights, I don't remember him wearing, maybe there is, I don't remember him wearing tights this dark blue. Another red, there was white, and then there was like a sky blue. I don't ever remember him wearing dark blue ones, and if he did, it wasn't prevalent enough for me to remember it. So with all the wrestling I watched back then, I would assume it was either super rare or not at all. But it's still a pretty cool figure, and it'll look cool with my other one. So there you go with that. So let's put JYD over here with WrestleMania Mr. T and Randall. Now, this Fantastic Four. Now, these are kind of a throwback to the early 90s Marvel. Now, if you go back to the Toy Biz era, that's when this whole action figure craze kicked off. The Godfather of Toys, who has always been into toys, predicted it, because around the same time when these figures started hitting, I remember the Toy Biz ones were hitting in 91, 92, because I remember getting some for Christmas that year, and it was one of the first Christmases after my dad passed. I remember my mom got me the Iron Man that you could take the armor off. And over the next couple years, Toy Biz started making more Marvel characters. DC was only making pretty much movies from the Batman Returns movie. But Toy Biz at the time started making these, and then the X-Men cartoon, the Fantastic Four cartoon came out. And I made a prediction back then. I said, look, these figures are like, you could find them on shelves fairly easily, and people weren't buying them like crazy, but people were buying them enough. And when I went to there's a local show here in California that had comic books and Pogs and baseball cards, and slowly but surely you'd see starting lineup figures and the Marvel figures, and the Toy Biz figures. You'd see them starting to go, and I said, watch. Next, in 1994, when that Star Wars line hits, it's going to kick off, and it's going to kick off big, and action figures is going to be the thing. And from Star Wars was released, and then the Spawn figures, and it's just been blown up ever since. And it's snowballed and snowballed. And since around 1994, there really hasn't been too much of a drop-off. You have the 3 Star Wars trilogy movies that, even though people look back now and look at them unfavorably sometimes, the rush for those figures kept this thing snowball going. So, I mean, sorry about the history lesson, but this is kind of a harken back to that Toy Biz Fantastic Four cartoon series. Of course, this is a bigger scale, of course. The one thing I really like about this, like I said, one, you got the classic cartoon packaging, which is kind of funny because I remember my son actually had the Fantastic car that came with the original line. And it just blows my mind that he's 22 now. But the thing that's cool about this is the card. You really can't see it, but it's super, super, super hard, super thick. And what's cool about it, for it not being a total plastic one to where it'll get creases and bends in it, it's super, super sturdy. So you could drop it. You could probably store it a lot easier, and it's not going to warp. So for you people out there that like to keep things in the package, this is a really cool design. And if they're going to keep doing this is something I'd like to see. I mean, even with some of the 3 3/4 inch figures, this thicker cardboard, because it really makes I call it collector friendly. So, and as you can see, the bubble is kind of sandwiched between the 2 pieces of cardboard, so it keeps it thicker. So I will open it up. I've always been a big fan of the Thing. I think he's one of those underused characters. He's, in some instances, kind of comparable to Hulk with strength and things like that. So I think they could have done kind of more with him. As you see, I get it open. Some gimmick hands that turn into fists. The gimmick head that he's got one here with the look, and then some with the teeth. I'll probably swap the head for the teeth one. Let me pop this out, and this is a beefy figure. I mean, it's got some heft to it. I have the Human Torch, Johnny Storm, in the house. I didn't open them up yet. I didn't get Reed Richards. I seen him in the stores. I saw Sue Richards. I didn't like how her sculpt looked, and so I passed on that. If they would have made a clear version of her, I would have got it because I like the translucent figures. The Reed Richards one, I'm just not a huge fan of the character. But Ben Grimm, huge fan of the Thing. I've got a bunch of Thing figures that will go over my collection very well. But like I said, I was just really, I really like when they throw back. It's hard, it blows my mind that we're coming up on 30 years that these Toy Biz figures have been out, that are around. it blows me away that I still got my original Toy Biz figures that I got back in 1991 for Christmas that year. I still got a lot of my favorite ones still on the card after 30 years, stored up here in these bins. It's easy to look back at the Star Wars and the G.I. Joe from the 80s and think, wow, that was a long time ago, because I mean, I was 8, 9 years old when those were out there. But the Toy Biz ones, I was almost an adult. I mean, 17, 18 years old. It's hard to believe that 30 years has gone by already. And it just goes to show how fast time goes by. And what's cool about this hobby is, like Ferris Bueller said, when you stop and take a look around, because life passes you by, you can always go back over and look at some of these things. Like I look over here and see some of these Starlight Night figures and bobbleheads and wrestling figures and stuff I've had. Like I said, there's a ship hanging up right here. I don't know if you can see it, that I've had since I was 4 years old, and that was 1978. And I've had it all these years. And it's really cool when you could take these things for me, things like music, things like these action figures or baseball cards, they're like little time capsules. It's like a time machine, because you could take that. Like I was sorting baseball cards on Thanksgiving Day with producer Steph, and there's a lot of the ones I had gotten autographed over the last 10 years, and just looking at the design of the card and seeing the autograph takes me back to that time. And then some of the older cards I had, you know, some of the Jose Canseco's, the Kirby Puckett's, the Greg Jeffries. You can grab that card, you can the smell, the feel, I was putting them in the sheets and the books I have, and just looking back and remember the times that me, Bill, and Alfredo, and Smirlo, we'd all sit there and trade and go to get Angel Stadium and get you know, cards autographed, and go to the hotels and wait for the players to come out. It's just it just brings back all those memories. And when you get older and you got kids and you got jobs and bills and responsibility, you lose that. And that's one thing I really love about this hobby. And like I said, it's one of the big reasons why I do this show every week, is because I encourage everybody out there, if it's not action figures, if it's not baseball cards, if it's nothing like that, if it's a hobby, if it's dirt bike riding or ATVs or fishing or surfing or skateboarding, have that something that connects you, that you could, like, if you collect movies, I mean, if you collect art, anything like that, something that always connects you to that special time in your life. Because there's always that one time in our life that we look back on fondly and go, you know, I can't ever get it back. You'll never get it back. But you could open up something like this or take a look at something like this, and you get it back for a few minutes, and you can look at it and touch it. And, you know, sorry I'm getting a little long-winded, nostalgic, but like I said, that's why I do this show. You know, people ask me all the time, hey, how much you think your collection's worth? I have no clue. I don't really care, because I collect the stuff that makes me happy. Coming in here is my happy place, and I'm able to share that with my wife now, and my daughters, and my son comes in here, and I let everybody come in here. I let my godson come in here, Grayson. He comes in here, and I've let him grab toys off the shelf and play with it, because there's value to it. But like to see, you know, when he was over here one time and he picked up a couple of figures and took them to the house and played with them, that's what this stuff is for me. That's why it's mint out of the box. Yeah, I have a huge collection of things in the package, and someday when I move to Texas and retire, I will spend time putting it all up like I have a lot of these other things up. But opening up the figures, posing them, messing around with them, changing the hands and the heads on them, putting the dog collars on, putting the belts on them, dressing Randall up as Batman. You get away for a few minutes. You get away from everything for a few minutes. I'm not a husband. I'm not a father. I'm not a homeowner or a foreman at work. I'm none of those things. I'm 8, 9, 10-year-old, the Godfather. Actually, I'm just 8, 9-year-old Jeremy. and I'm back down there on Avora Street with Smirlo and Kevin and Mark, and we're all playing G.I. Joes, or we're all playing Star Wars, or we're in Joel's backyard in a big hole he dug and putting our G.I. Joe figures on this big wall we made. I mean, these are things people sometimes I don't think about on the regular, but I those memories come back, and sometimes that's like your only connection to the past. And that's what all this means to me. That's why I do all this. That's why I bring you this show every week. So find your passion. If it's not these things, there's something out there for everybody. So I think that'll do it this week. Like I said, I hope you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving. Tonight I had the girls turn on the Christmas lights. So Christmas is here. It mint out of the box. There's stuff in the stores if you go out there hunting like I do every day. I have McFarlane figures. I got a bunch coming tomorrow in the mail. I got some AEW stuff that's lost in the mail. I don't get a ton of things. It's crazy. Christmas is coming. I've got some stuff that I got delivered that we're just going to wrap up and put it on the tree just so I can experience opening up Star Wars toys again for Christmas. And also, December 18th, Ontario Convention Center is Comic-Con for here in California. The Godfather will be there. Producer Steph will be there. Hopefully, her side boob won't be hanging out like it is right now. But it's going to be a great time. Me and producer Steph are going to be there. If you run into us, come up, take a picture. I'll sign an autograph. There's going to be some celebrities there besides me. So it's going to be a good time. There's going to be some AEW wrestlers there. So we're looking forward to going. Like I said, if you see me there, come up, introduce yourself, say hi. Tell me you hate the show. Tell me you hate me. Tell me you like me. Tell me you like the show. Tell me you're one of my biggest fans. You're like Stan and Eminem song. That'd be cool. So hope to see you guys out there. Like I said, it's Comic-Con, December, I believe, 17th, 18th, 19th. We're going to be there all day Saturday, so come say hi. That's going to be the beginning of my summer vacation when I get to stay home this year without the help of COVID. I get to stay home and celebrate with the lovely, lovely, love of my life, producer Steph, and my daughters, and my mom, and my dogs. And hopefully my other kids will come through and I see everybody. So looking forward to the holidays. Like I said, we got a few more weeks before Christmas is here. Stuff's hitting the aisles. Continue to support me, please. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit me up. Send me messages. Show me what you got. Tell me what you got. Tell me what you're looking for. I like to talk to all the fans out there. So, like I said, we're 2 months away from this being 1 year already on the air. So I'm looking forward to that. We got some big stuff planned. So that'll be it this week. Like I said, hope you had a great Thanksgiving. The holidays are here. Have a good one, and I will see you next week. So, it's clobbering time. Hey, Steph.
Yeah, Jer.
Remember the other day when I said all I needed was a little head?
Yeah, Jer.